This is Season 6 of the Team Roping Journals podcast, The Score. With over 2 million downloads, this is where team ropers talk. Hey everyone, welcome back to The Score. This is Chelsea Schaefer. Today's episode is another blast from the past. We are going to talk to Steve Purcella, the world champ who also happened to win Mega Match number 2 back in 1996 with his buddy Steve Northcott against his great friends Matt Tyler and Corey Coons. This Mega Match released on roping.com on June 12th, and people have watched hundreds of hours of it again. Hopefully some people are watching it with their dads for the first time, or maybe you're watching it with your dad who remembers watching it on VHS back in the 90s or the early 2000s. We are really excited to bring these memories back to you on roping.com. So this episode is also, we talk about the Spicer Grip with Steve and everything that they've got coming up in August 2nd through the 6th in Hereford, Texas. And Steve will tell you the history of how he got involved and everything Spicer Grip and what the memorial roping does for the community there in Hereford and Canyon, Texas, as well as what it has done for him in his career and how he has been passionate about the Spicer Grip for many, many years. I appreciate everybody listening to this episode. If you want, use promo code THESCORE15 so you can save 15% on your roping.com membership while you watch the Mega Match 2, as well as the Spicer Grip ropings from years past that are going to drop at the end of July. Today's episode is brought to you by ADM. ADM's Forage First Glow Feeds are ultra premium feeds for your equine partner. We're going to tell you more about ADM at the commercial break. All right, Steve, give me the rundown and your memory of how those mega matches came to be.
Well, it was Reed Flake. I think it was his idea. He was making a video. Mm-hmm. And I don't even, what year was that? Do you remember? It
was 96? 96 is my guess.
96, yeah. Yeah, he hit us up about doing that deal. And anyway, we did it over there and somewhere there in, well, we're kind of by Weatherford. I can't remember exactly where we were at somebody's place. And I know it was kind of, well, it wasn't cold, but it was just dreary and kind of gray and rainy. It had been raining, but anyway, we did it. And, yeah, it was kind of a long day of roping there. And it was fun. I had a good time doing it. I guess I believe they changed the barrier like 3 different times. Every 10 steers, they would either make it longer or shorter. I can't remember if we started with it short and then it ended up long or vice versa. But anyway, it just a lot of roping. I really don't remember how it turned. I think we won it. I guess I remember that. But
you did, yep.
they I believe they tried to tell us you couldn't really hear her times. There was just a lady in a pickup that was timing it, and she was keeping it all wrote down, and every once in a while we'd go over and ask kind of what the score was, but so other than just watching and kind of knowing where we were, it was it wasn't like they were announcing it every time where you knew, but anyway, it was probably the funnest part of it was watching it whenever actually I seen it when it was happening, but Matt Tyler, I laugh every time, which I haven't seen it in years, but anytime I think about it all the time, whenever somebody brings it up, that I guess Matt missed one somewhere there, and they interviewed him, and he said, well, I did something I wasn't going to do. I missed one. Michael Jordan misses every once in a while. I was laughing when he said it. I laugh every time I watch it.
That's so funny. We were watching it the other day, getting ready because we're getting them ready to roll out online, and I was watching it for the first time, and at one point Matt's horse won't turn his head, and instead of like reaching up and pulling him around with the bridle reins, he boots him in the nose in the box. It's my favorite unique part of the mega match.
Yeah, and I believe getting toward the end of it, maybe down to the last five, I'm thinking we were ahead by a little ways, and I guess they were asking Matt. They'd been kind of going a little faster there, and they made some pretty good runs there, and they were gaining a little ground on us, I guess. But I think maybe when he missed one, I don't really remember. Anyway, we had a little time, but they were interviewing, and then he looked over, and I was switching, getting back on Butterbean. I guess like we roped 30 steers, and I'm thinking I think I had 3 horses there, and I switched around. But anyway, he's like, well, I see I got him getting back on his good horse. It's funny. He's Matt's friend of mine, and I've been a jillion miles with him. It was funny, but when it's down to competition, it was kind of full contact there, but kind of like lawyers, I guess. They get in the courtroom and they argue with each other, and then they go have a beer later.
I think Corey said he said the funniest part watching for him now is that he rode Iceman on 10 steers. Like today, if you were to match, go to a match roping, would you ride like a $500,000 heel horse on the first 10 steers? Probably not. He said there wasn't a lot of money up for grabs. It was more of a pride thing, but he said he thought he had to ride Iceman on those first 10 at least to try to beat you guys.
Right. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember what else did he ride. I can't remember what else he even had.
I think he said a horse he didn't keep very long. But
yeah.
At what point of Butterbean's career was Butterbean at?
Oh, in his peak? Mm-hmm. Oh, it would have been right there.
Right there?
I bought him in 94, and which when I bought him, he'd never been to a rodeo, and we went to Corpus Christi. I was roping with Corey at the time, and I bought him from a guy named Bill Teague in Crane, Texas, and we went by there, and we roped 10 steers, and Corey heeled them on Iceman that day too. And the arena was real deep, sandy, real deep, and he felt pretty good, I thought, but it's kind of hard to tell. But anyway, I made a deal with the guy, but he pulled a shoe off when we were roping there. He pulled a shoe in that deep ground, and that old guy shot him himself. So after we made the deal, I said something about it. If he knew anybody around, put that shoe back on, and he told me he could do it. And then Iceman pulled the shoe too, and so the guy, he put it back on Butterbean, and this after I bought him from him, and he charged me $10 to put the shoe on, and then Corey got him to put one on Iceman. He charged him $20. But it is funny stuff, you remember. But yeah, that was in his prime. We went to Corpus Christi to the rodeo, and got there. We got in there early, and like he'd never been through a barrier, and I went in there. I think Corey held the barrier up, and I run him through it a few times, and anyway, then that night I believe it was something, I backed in there, and nodded, and gates opened, and old Butterbean, he reared straight up, and we took off. Once he hit the ground, and it's a little bitty building, and it was just all kind of a blur. And we caught up, and boom, I turned him, and Corey heeled him when we're like 5 something, which you had to be 4, but after all that, we were still 5, and I couldn't decide if I was amazed or mad or what, and I was kind of pissed off, thinking, what did I do here, So anyway, the next day we went and found somewhere. I think I found a feed store and bought some little cheap bit, just like a little gag bit, and we went and practiced somewhere. And anyway, within a week or so, it was just then it started where it just kind of like is almost like cheating every time I rode him.
What else made him so good? What made Butterbean so exceptional?
He was just fast to catch. I mean, he could catch up to the steer fast, and he was so strong. I mean, he weighed 1,300 pounds, and he was only 15'1". He was real wide, but just athletic, like a little horse, and just stout, and just he could just catch up to the steer. The guy that raised him was a friend of mine. Anyway, I didn't know this when I bought him, but he had raised him, and he sold him to a guy because he said they rode him out in the wheat field, and they said, hell, they couldn't catch a sick calf on him. They sold him. and it was, I don't know, but he was just, once we started clicking, it was just pretty amazing. I mean, he's just strong, and could catch up to every steer. I didn't, which back then there wasn't a whole lot of reaching like they do nowadays, but I could run up, catch every one of them, set them up, and whoever I was healing with was Corey, or then it was, Rich Skelton for about 6 months, and then that was enough. We won everything there for a little while, and then all of a sudden Rich decided my hands and my horse were too fast. He couldn't catch for me no more, so we parted ways, and that's when I started roping with Steve Northcott, and we roped kind of over the 4th that year, right after Reno. It was kind of a weird deal. We roped at the one headers, and he was roping with Charles at the 2 headers, and I was roping with Brett Snodzy. We all switched right there. So we were all buddied and switched, and we didn't win nothing. Me and Steve didn't win anything that week of the 4th. And then as soon as it was over, we got in our own rig, and we went somewhere and practiced, and run about 10 steers, and then we went to Laramie, Wyoming, and we set the arena record, which wasn't like it was a big deal, but we just made a run and set the arena record. And then they had a deal where a local team got to match the winners of the perf, and they used the same barrier. And them guys, I don't know if we went first or if they did, but I mean, I think it was for like $100 or something. It was just a deal they added at the rodeo there, and we just went and made a run on the one when we was fast. And this next one is basically a free deal. Let's just see what we can do. And we were like, I think we were like 5 flat on the one during the rodeo to win the rodeo, and then we kind of just went a little faster, and was like 4-2 on the next one, and it was just easy, And we were just like, and then I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure we placed on. I'm thinking it was 18 steers in a row we placed from that day on. We run 18 in a row, and we got to check every one of them we roped.
All right, we're going to take a break from this episode to talk to you a little bit about our sponsors at ADM. ADM's Forage First Glow feeds are ultra premium feeds for your equine partner. Each bag includes GROSTRONG minerals, inside Tract, which is a unique supplement to optimize hind gut health, Butyric Acid, omega flax, and natural source vitamin E, allowing you to feed the best. Learn more at admequine.com. That's awesome. What was it about you and Steve Northcott's run that worked so well?
Oh, I couldn't tell you. I mean, really at that time, I guess I don't know if I had the best head horse, but I had one of the best head horses. And they didn't make a steer that Steve Northcott couldn't heal right there. And that right along in there, it didn't matter. It didn't matter if they was laying on their side or on their back or whatever. It was just a machine. He was a machine. I mean, he just never missed. Every steer, he'd just catch him by 2 feet. It was unbelievable. We just caught. We just catch every steer we rope. We were just pretty well catching every steer we run. We won like 7. I believe we won 7 U.S. ropings that year, like 7 saddles, and then we won something at the finals too. And like the jackpots, we won a pile at the jackpots and the rodeos too. But we just caught. I mean, it was very seldom that that we got a even a penalty, much less no time.
Mm-hmm. And I was looking at pictures from the mega match, or looking back through the videos from the mega match, and you mentioned that Matt Tyler mentioned that Michael Jordan even misses sometimes, but it was Steve Northcott who had the Chicago Bulls like old school cap on during that time.
Oh.
The fashion was awesome in those that old footage.
Yeah.
Now you're getting ready for the Spicer Grip already, right? Give me the rundown on what people should expect from the Spicer Grip this year.
Hopefully just bigger and better. That's kind of what we try to do every year, which we're adding a 14 roping this year, and in place of the breakaway roping. That was the breakaway roping. We were since they all started rodeoing, we were seeming to lose interest. I mean, they were just the schedule didn't work, and so we went with a 14 roping on Friday. That's a new deal, and then everything else pretty well the same. 20,000 added in the calf roping and the steer roping, and 40 in the team roping, and adding 10,000 in the 14, and then we have that 12, which we started a couple of years ago, called the Grip Classic, and we had 20 grand in. And give the Coates saddles. Coates has been the sponsor of that roping since we started. Really, we started with a Pro-Am, and he would donate one saddle, and we'd have to buy one saddle for a long time. And then I had a deal with Coates myself, was a saddle deal with him, and he made me one a year. And then along there, time I kind of quit rodeoing much. I wasn't out to rodeo, and then he sent me another saddle, I think, and I'm like, hell, I'm not rodeoing Coates. You don't need to be doing that no more. I mean, and then he's like, well, all right, I'll just donate both of them to the Spicer Grip. And so he's done that for 17, 18 years, maybe. I don't know. It's been quite a while.
And people might not, young people listen to this podcast that might not realize the Spicer Grip Memorial goes to charity, the money that you raise there.
Yeah, we're so much more than just a roping. I mean the roping, it started out as a roping, and it's ended up that the roping is kind of the sideshow for the fundraiser. I mean, and we've been doing it. I think this is the 27th, maybe 28th. I think this is the 28th year, maybe. And the sponsorships, the people, we started out just, asking people and, talking them into it, and would you want to do this and do that, and, and there's a little skeptical, and now people call us want to sponsor it, which is, I guess it's working.
Yeah, heck yeah.
So yeah, but it's we've give about $1,250,000 to the college over here, and over the years, and we've built, we keep our facility up and built it. We added a little bit to our facility this year. We got an outdoor pavilion. It's just a roof with a slab for the dances and the stuff. Where we had it before, there was walls around it. It was kind of open, but kind of not. It just gets hot in there. So it should be a lot better this year to be outside. I mean, just a shade over it and cool. A little breeze blow through, and that should be good. And putting up new arena lights, which we never used during the Spicer Grip, but we'll have them if we need them.
Yeah. How did you get involved in the Spicer Grip? Can you give me that backstory? I don't think I know it.
Well, so I mean, it's right here in Hereford, which I live here. So that was, but the first year of it, they actually had it out where I live, and I got down at Dodge City and didn't have to be nowhere. I didn't make a short round, and I come home, and they were having the roping, and it was like the next day they were setting up. I just was home, so I just went out and I just helped them a little. I pulled the barrier, do whatever, and we give a trailer away, have from a raffle drawing for a trailer, and we sell tickets for $100. And they did this back then, and I think originally when they started, I think they sold 100 tickets, bought a little trailer was $3,500, and then they give a little bit of cash away for second, third, and fourth or something. And anyway, I think it probably made $5,000, and give the prizes away,
Mm-hmm.
And I bought a ticket, and I won $750 in the drawing, and it just helped. But it was just fun. It was a good time, so there was some guys around that started it. Well, they all was from around here in Hereford, close by, Chris Cavness and Larry Nolan and Bob Schulte. And I got to talking to them, and I'm like, well, we need to have a team roping with it. And they were a little skeptical. One of them was. I mean, the other two weren't too bad. Anyway, well, they let me do it, and we started out. The next year, we had I took 15 teams, just handpicked them, invited them, and it was enter one time and draw one. And I can't remember, but I can't remember what we wrote for, how much money we put up, but we got $8,000 added. Johnny Trotter and I sit there one night, and basically Johnny called a lot of people around that. Well, there's about 8 or 10 people people he'd done a lot of business with around the feed yards. He was pretty particular. He wasn't going to pick anybody that'd tell him no, because he'd spend a lot of money with them at their business, So
Sure.
he hit them up for him. I think we got most of them for $1,000, 5 or 6 of them, and then 4 or 5 for $500. And anyway, we ended up raising 8,000 and added it, and started from that point on. We started. Well, the team roping has always been. We didn't take nothing out of the pot, no stock charge out of the pot. Just had a roping for the ropers, and then it went on to where we do that in the calf roping and the steer roping now too. In the open events, there's absolutely all your money's in the pot plus the added money. Mm-hmm. And we've just figured out other ways to make it work, make money, and make the deal work, and basically through sponsorships. But we have a big banquet deal before the roping on Wednesday night before the roping, and for the last 4 years for sure, we've presented $100,000 to WT, and then there's always, up till, I don't know about this year if they found one, but there's always been a match in funds deal. You had to give $100 to get that match in funds. Mm-hmm. To match it. And I heard that one deal maybe quit, but we told them, well, y'all need to find another one. We'll do our part. Y'all need to do yours.
Yes.
but been good. And the relationship we have with the college over there with WT, it just all goes hand in hand. They've been real good about, some of the faculty, the deans, stuff are pretty kind of involved with the roping, and always have been a little bit. And then a lot of the students, and a lot of them are rodeo kids, but our main deal is agriculture is what we're promoting. Mm-hmm. But a lot of that goes hand in hand. A lot of them are rodeo kids that go along with it, so it all works out pretty good. And we ended up getting them to change the rodeo program and put it under the ag department. So now we can help the rodeo team a lot through the ag department that way, with the money we can raise and around the area here, the cattle industry and mainly the cattle industry is where the money comes from. But
sure. Mm-hmm.
But with all the, we've been doing it for long enough that everybody knows what to expect, and it just, like I said, it's gotten easier to raise the money.
Yeah.
But so that's good. Hopefully we can get it to 2 million here before too long.
Heck yeah, I hope so.
So anyway, and there's been over 500 kids get scholarships through it to go to college over there, and actually some of them have been, come back. We've actually seen some that got a scholarship, was in the ag industry somewhere that works with a company or something now, that have come back and they sponsor the roping now. So it's kind of made full circle.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's kind of cool.
You do a lot for college kids now, but did you go to college, Steve?
For about a year and a half.
For about a year and a half. Where did you go? Did you go to WT?
In Eastern New Mexico.
Eastern New Mexico. Did you make the college finals, or were you?
No, I was about one hole out of making it the first year, and then the next year I just went that one semester, and then I figured out I could make more money roping than I ever could doing anything else.
Was that a good call?
I didn't plan on living this long.
I was gonna say, do you regret that decision at any point, or was it?
Oh, I don't regret it. I had a great career roping.
Sure.
I don't regret it. I don't advise it, I guess, to anybody, but I don't regret it.
Very good, sir.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Steve. I appreciate it, and thanks for letting me bug you out of the blue on this throwback visit.
No, you bet. That'll be cool.
All righty.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you closer to the Spicer Grip time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to today's throwback episode with Steve Purcella on the Score podcast. We will see you all over at roping.com. I am watching how many people are watching these, and I absolutely love it. Love being able to bring back the mega matches, and we are so glad you are all enjoying it. Remember, you can use promo code THESCORE15 at checkout and save big on your membership to roping.com.